Oh, I have started.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Hello, friends. It's me, Mahrose Technology Wali, and today we have such a special guest, Sir Gabe from America, and it will be more funny our our talks, and we will do too much fun today. And it is my first interview in English with any other country people. So, how are you, Sir Gabe?
Good morning from here. Good evening to you. I'm doing excellent, and I'm honored to be the first one you're going to do in English. Your English is very good. I understand you, and I think will be fun.
Okay, I am also very excited because it is my first interview with such a special person. And let me introduce something about him. He is from NASA and he has camped a number of times in Pakistan. And I have met with him in Rehan School, Manavar campus branch, and it was too much enjoyable when I listened him about his journey of life journey, that how he started his career. First, he didn't want to do any study, but now he is enjoying very well his life, and he has been in many countries. So I'm very excited, and he also gave us motivation, especially for girls, that how they can do everything in their life what they want to do. So I want you, sir, please introduce yourself in briefly so they get shocked about yourself that yeah, today we have such a special guest.
Yeah, certainly, it's my pleasure. So the first thing I say is, my name is Gabe. This is a nickname. This is what my friends call me. This is what I ask everyone to call me. I know you want to say sir or Mister, and I understand that's your culture. But for me, I prefer you just use Gabe. And if you can't, that's okay as well. So I'm living in Florida, near Cocoa Beach, which is near Kennedy Space Center, where NASA is. And it's awesome here. I love living here. I love living. Oh, it's pretty cold this morning. Most of the time, it's warm here. When I was in Karachi, it was 42 one day when I was there, so it was pretty warm. I'm sure you remember it was pretty warm when I was there. But I live in Florida because I like the heat and I like the sunshine. So I wasn't too bad in Karachi with the heat. But I was a civil structural type of engineer for NASA, which means I dealt with roads, bridges, the infrastructure, buildings, and things like that. The same thing a civil structural engineer would do in Karachi, you do here. It's like a nurse. If you're a nurse one place, you're a nurse someplace else. You kind of do the same thing. But where you do it is what makes it really, really special. Being on Kennedy Space Center, it's just a magical environment. You have everywhere you look, everywhere you see something about space, about the stars. It's great because your imagination is going to these make believe places. And then you see a big ship put together, it goes to a launch pad, and it goes to these magical places. So your imagination becomes reality. I think that's the biggest fun with being at the space
Yes.
center is whatever you imagine, it can be possible, and that's great to experience that. And it doesn't matter what you do. You could cut the grass if you're on Kennedy Space Center. To me, it's still magical.
Yeah, you are right that our imagination can be true, and how it can. Like first, we never think that we can go on the moon and another planet, but now we can go. And you have gave such a nice presentation when you came about the space, and I was looking with very focused at how the things are going, and it was very good at how you explained it, how you do work with a fun way. So the thing which I have seen in your life and yourself, that you are motivated and you also motivate others. So I want you know to how you motivate yourself. Do you read any books, or you listen any speaker, or maybe you just motivate yourself by yourself?
Yeah, so most of it is self-motivation. You know, the story I tell about growing up and struggling and hating school, and at a point I got in my life and I just realized, that life can be fun. I just need to approach things different mentally, and I didn't really do it intentionally. It just kind of happened, and I talk about my first job being at McDonald's and how much fun it was, and every job I ever had after that was fun. I tell people I never worked one day in my life. I've always had fun. But that doesn't mean you don't do your best. That doesn't mean you don't challenge yourself to do your best. And so for me, everything I call everything a challenge. You know, anybody can do something. The challenge is to do your best and enjoy doing it. If you can do those two, you're going to be successful with everything you do, and you get a great sense of accomplishment from me. When we finish this interview, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to work out for a couple hours, and it's more mental than it is physical. At the end of those 2 hours, I feel really great mentally and physically too, but more mentally that I did it, that I accomplished it, and that I did my best. And I kind of apply that to everything. I love a challenge, and the challenge is how well can I do it, how much can I enjoy it, and how much fun can I have in the process. And this is what I try to pass on to others. You know, you can have a life with no stress, no pressure, and never work if you just approach it mentally. And you were great. You know, you and all the students were great at the presentations. I have pictures of you all, you know, and I can see you looking and listening, and you know, I made everybody do the hearts, and you know,
Yeah.
we just had a lot of fun together. But for me, it's about you and all the other students. You are fantastic, and being around you, it motivates me to do more. Sometimes it's really a challenge to go on these trips. You have to plan it, you have to organize it, you have to, there's so much that goes into it. At sometimes it gets almost can't do it. But whenever I'm with you, I forget all of that stuff. And I just think about the fun of being able to give you a different way of looking at life. And you all are awesome. You listen. Three things you have to do to learn. You have to
Okay.
listen. First, you have to listen, then you have to evaluate, and then you have to adapt. So I offer suggestions, but it's up to you to do those three things and then change your life in a certain pattern. And I don't know. I guess it's the motivation is just to see your smile, to see the sparkle in your eyes, to just have a special connection that I have with so many students like you.
Yeah, you're right, sir, that many difficulties come in a life, but we have to face it with encourage because if we see that life is not easy, but it depends on us that how we can do it. As you said, that we should fight with challenges come, so we should fight it. We don't lose the hope. And as I saw you that you are enjoying your life, your professional work, that how you do. But I have seen that many people they are always just fed up and tired out for their job, for their life, and they are saying it's too difficult. But you are doing work and you are very happy because I have found something in your life that you are doing work which you wanted to do and which you want to do. For some time people they don't want to do something they have to do, so it's very difficult. So the best profession in my eye is that something a person they want to do. So that's why you are enjoying such a good life. So I am also working on it. What I want to do, I will also do this thing, and I will not do something else because it's very difficult for something they don't want to do and they are doing. Am I right, sir?
Yeah. So never say difficult. Say challenge. Try to never say any negative words. So never say difficult. The challenge
Yeah.
is to enjoy everything. You know, people say, "Well, find something you like and enjoy it." But I say, enjoy everything. You know, you can find positives in everything. And you know, when I look back and I hated school so badly, yeah, it was my fault. I hated school. I didn't approach it the right way. And anytime somebody says I hate my job or I don't like this or I don't like that, you know, it's their choice to look at it in a negative way. Either way, you're going to do it. You can find positives and enjoy it, or you can dwell on negatives and not enjoy it. You're going to do it. You're going to do the same thing the same way. If you can get your mind in a positive state, the challenge for me is to enjoy everything. You know, I think you mentioned I've been to 18 countries around the world, and people always say to me, "What's your favorite country?" You know, and they say, "You know, you've been to 18 countries. What's your favorite?" And I always say to the same thing: my favorite country is always the country I'm in. When I'm in Pakistan, I don't think about anything with Pakistan. When I'm in India, I don't think about anything but India. When I'm in Norway or whatever country I'm in, I only focus on the good of that country. So it's my favorite country while I'm there. And some people say that's impossible. You have to have a favorite. That's because they think that way. They don't understand. I don't think like them. I think, look, what can I find that's good in everything I do? It does not matter. I always find positive. And I can't find a positive. I say, well, could be worse. Then it becomes a positive. I never have a negative experience. And you can learn to enjoy everything. And the challenge is something, pick the thing you think you like the most. More than anything else, I like to do this, and challenge yourself to like everything you do the same as that. Once you learn that, that's why I'm happy. I'm always having fun. I don't choose this is good and this is bad. It's all good. And this is the challenge. We should all try to adapt.
Okay, sir, you are right that because you want to just focus on the present, not past, that where you have been, and you are just enjoying your present, where you are, what are you doing, and it's very good. We cannot do like if we think about that past, I have been there, this country was very good, it's not good. These all things are just negative, and we are just like wasting our present, and we cannot enjoy it. So it's a good way, and Sarhan also think like this. Your thinking is like same that how you think that you always just focus on present, or as you said that life is the name of ups and downs. So and always find the positive things between negative things. It's very difficult like when there is a number of negative things when you have to find positive things, because it's very easy to you can just catch any negative things. So I have very impressed by your like thinking, how you think and you motivate. When you can by your words, you motivated, especially girls. So, sir, now I want you to describe your life journey, so other people they can also know. I have know, but I wanted other people also know that how you started your work when you were just a kid.
Yeah. So I talk about my life journey because sometimes people say, "Oh, this guy's from NASA. He has everything. He's smart. He's rich. Everything about his life is something so special. I could never be like him." But I always tell everybody, look, I really struggled in school. I hated school. I really loved the beach and I loved sports, and I did not want to go to school as a little kid, but they forced me to go to school, and then they forced me to read, and I did not want to do that. So I really, really struggled. And I talk about having a twin sister and being compared to her when she loves school. So well, your parents are always trying to push you to do the right thing, to do the right thing, and when you're compared to somebody who's in their eyes was perfect and you're everything negative, it's even more of a challenge. But I got through high school. I didn't want to go to high school, but I got through high school, and after high school, my first job was working at McDonald's. And I know you have McDonald's in Pakistan. I saw a lot of McDonald's there. So, so I was working at McDonald's and I really loved it. Like I said, it was my first job. Uh, I was making burgers and fries and milkshakes, and it was just fun thing to do. And I was getting a little bit of money. And I like to race cars. I have one of the things I really like is racing cars, and I couldn't generate the income at McDonald's, even though I enjoyed it. So for 12 years, I tried many different jobs. I drove a truck, I drove a bus, anything I could do, and nothing worked in making the income I needed. So I said, okay, I have to go to university, and it took me 8 years going at night. So 20 years after I finished high school, I finished university, and it was the best thing I ever did. I really, really understood. It opened a lot of doors for me. It and it proved to myself that I could do it. That was another thing. Just getting through university was a challenge to me because I did so terrible in school. So I did really well, and it gave me a lot of confidence, helped me develop a belief in myself, and my life has been fun. People always say, "Hey, Gabe, how old are you?" They ask me all the time, "How old are you?" And I always say I'm 19, and they look at me and, "What do you mean you're 19?" And I said, "Well, I know I look a lot younger, but I'm really 19." So they look at me again. What's wrong with this guy? But it's a state of mind. I struggled so much up to the time I was 18. Between 18 and 19, my whole life changed, my whole perspective changed, everything about my life changed. And by the time I was 19, I was just having fun with everything. And I didn't understand why. I was just doing it. Since then, I've kind of learned, why am I having fun, and what makes me different from everybody who complains about everything. Because I see many people, I think they're much smarter than me, they're more talented than me, but they're not happy. Why aren't they happy? And so I kind of evolved from looking at them and coming up with, their learned behavior. When they were growing up, they were taught about working hard and stress and pressure, and now they're living it and they're miserable because this is what they've learned. So I said, okay, I don't look at things that way. I don't know why, but I don't. And if I can do it, others can do it as well. So it's really important that you understand that I'm no different than you. Most of you, especially in Pakistan, you all are very, very kind. You're very giving, and you're very smart. It doesn't mean you're better than others, but you're very smart. So education is going to be something you're going to do well at. So you should never be concerned about it. And when you take a test, be excited. Look at a test as an opportunity to show how much you know. It's not something negative, it's something positive. If you prepare well, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to do well on your test. So when you go to take the test, you say, okay, I know I'm going to do well. It's an opportunity for me to show how much I know. Be excited. Never be nervous. Never be nervous in your life. Always be excited.
Yes, sir, you are right. Ed. I have also seen that many people they have everything, blessings, each and everything, but still they are not happy. They are not enjoying their life. I think just cause of this thing, they are not like making their own happiness because you have to make. As I said it, you are just making fun. You are finding happiness by talking with people. So it is fun that how you make your happiness, so we always stay happy what we have, and we just try to do good things, so it give us happiness. And when we, I think that when we try to spread good things, so we automatically get happy, like when you are trying to help others, so it gives also happiness to us. So now, my other question is that every person and every child they are thinking about aliens. That actually they exist or not. So I think maybe many people they are thinking maybe Sir Gabe no, and they have seen. So today, please tell us about our friends that have you seen any alien when you went on another planet?
So I haven't been to another planet, but I believe aliens exist. There's billions of planets in our universe. We
Hmm.
can't be the only thing with life with all these billions of planets. I don't believe it's been to Earth. Many people do
Hmm.
believe it's been to Earth. Many people say they've seen aliens and they know aliens exist. They've been on Earth, but for me, I don't believe they've been to Earth because I believe if they had been to Earth, we would know. I don't think something is going to come from billions of kilometers away, come to Earth, and turn around and go away. I think we would know. Somehow, some way, we would know it was here. It would let us know we were here. Certainly, if it has the capability to come here from billions of kilometers away, it has the ability to somehow communicate. And I just believe it exists, but I don't believe it's been to Earth because I believe we would know. And but some people say, look, I was walking along, a ship picked me up, took me up into space, examined me, brought me back down. So I know this happened, and I don't say to them, you're wrong. I let them say whatever they want to say, but I don't believe it because I think if that was true, the
Yeah.
same ship that did that would let us know, hey, I'm circling the Earth and I'm examining people or whatever, or we would detect it somehow. I don't know, but I do believe they exist, but I don't believe they've been to Earth yet.
Yeah, we have just listened and we have just seen in movies, dramas, and storybooks, and nothing else maybe exist or not, but still we don't have seen them with our eyes.
Right.
So maybe we will see.
Yeah, maybe you will see. Maybe you will go to the moon or you'll go to Mars. I mean, you're at a great point in your life. You can do anything you like with your life. Your Rehan school gives you a great education. You get a great profession, and most of you amaze me. Your ability to speak, to stand up in front of a group and talk at your age is very, very impressive. Your English is very good. If it's the first time you're doing it in English, your English is very good, and you want to keep building on that English. As you get older and maybe you want to leave Pakistan and go to other countries to explore, English will open many, many doors for you. So English is very important, and it just gives you so many more opportunities to do things. I was in Pakistan in Lahore, and I was at this huge event where many of the business leaders within Pakistan were conducting IT events with other countries, and everybody was speaking English. It didn't matter what country it was; everybody was speaking English. So it will enable you to do so much more with your life, with your ability to speak English, and you're doing very well right now.
Thank you so much, sir. You said that you love to play sports. So which sport do you love to play?
So I really like all of them, and I challenge myself to do well. Right now, my I guess I do more swimming than anything else. So I swim like 3 days a week, about 2,500 meters a day. I've been doing that now for many years, and it's great physical conditioning. I also go to the gym. When you go to the gym or when you lift weights, you risk injury because you're stressing yourself in different ways. But in a pool, you really can't injure yourself in a pool. You're just swimming and you're not bouncing up and down. You're just resistance from the water. But you get great cardio and you get upper body and lower body. I swim with fins. So it's great, great exercise without beating yourself up. And it's the most challenging thing I've ever tried. I do well at all sports, but swimming correctly, anybody can swim, but trying to swim correctly is very, very challenging because there's so many variables that factor into it. But I love the challenge and I love the great sense of accomplishment and I love being outside in the sunshine. So for me, swimming is my favorite thing right now. Although I swim at a pool, and right now it's cold in Florida, and the pool has a heater. So we just found out the heater broke in the pool. So we may not be swimming for a few weeks or a few months. I don't know. It would be the first time in probably 10 or 12 years I haven't been swimming year round. But I'll go to the gym instead. I'll find something else to do and any opportunity I can. But I think I like swimming the most because it's the most challenging thing for me.
Okay, it's right. It's well. I listened that there is many benefits of doing swimming, but some people they have that like water phobia and they cannot do. And I have seen that they never have been in pool just cause of water phobia. But as you said, that everyone can swim, but we just need a little bit training. So after that we can do. So now I'm asking from about you fear that every person has some fear. That some people they have height phobia, some people they have water phobia, some people they have the phobia like someone is seeing them like ghost phobia. So do you have any phobia like this?
So it's interesting because I'm writing with students all over the world, and one of the girls wrote to me this morning, and she did this thing yesterday, truth or dare, and uh, and so I said truth. So she told me, "What's your biggest fear?" and and I thought, wow, that's really strange. And so I thought about it and thought about it. And had I not answered her question, I wouldn't be able to answer you now. But probably it will sound really strange. But one of my biggest fears and the biggest fear I had of drowning, as a kid, I almost drowned 2 or 3 times. So in the back of my mind, that's a scary situation to go through when you almost drown and you never forget it mentally. So even though I'm in the pool and I'm swimming 2,500 meters and I'm swimming all of the time, I think in the back of my mind, you know, a pool is okay because you can stand up. The water's not that deep. But in the ocean, I think in the back of my mind, it's always there that be this fear of drowning, and it's not even consciously there. But I think that's one of the things that most people would be shocked to know because when I'm in the pool, everybody, you look so great. Everyone tells me, you look so natural. You look so dangerous. I said, look, every stroke is a challenge. Everything I do in that pool is a mental challenge because I'm trying to overcome this fear. And even though it's not with me all of the time, I think it's subconsciously with me in some way. And I actually had a guy one time, it was interesting, a swim coach, and he was watching me swim and he said, "You're afraid of the water." And I said, "Wow, how did you know that?" And he said, "I just could tell." And I said, "Well, yeah, in a way I am, but I try to overcome it." And so that adds to the challenge and the great sense of accomplishment. I think that's why every time I finish swimming, I know that I've overcome this challenge. And it's not physical challenge, it's a mental challenge. So I get a great sense of accomplishment from swimming, but probably very few people now. A lot of people know, but I do have this fear of drowning.
Hmm. Every people have some fears. If I talk about myself, I have also fear uh, of insects. Like I don't like spider, cockroach, and it's very biggest fear for me. And also public speaking. Sometime, not now, but many people they have the fear of public speaking. Whenever they go in front of people, talking in front of people, for them it's the biggest fear. If you see that in this world, there the most fear that people have first is fear of dying, and second fear is speaking public speaking. So recently I did a podcast with Rehan School Korangi campus student Alandar, and he has such a unique phobia of swings. He cannot sit on any swings. He feels too much fear. So I have observed that many people they have such a strange fears. Like some people they cannot ride on bike just cause of fear. So I think
Yeah.
these type of fears exist, or we can remove it by the passage of time. So uh, it
So I
is
want to tell you
really
something.
such a strange question. Like when we have to think about.
But I want to tell you something. So uh, I had a terrible fear of
Hmm.
speaking, a phobia for speaking, just like you said. When I was in high school, our high school was 4 years long. If they said, Gabe, you have to give a talk tomorrow, I did not go to school. And I did not go to school till they let me back in without giving a talk. So for 4 years, I was in high school. I never once gave a talk, not once. I was so afraid to do it. I know about that fear of speaking. The fact that I do this now simply amazes me, but I've learned to overcome it, and now it's fun for me. A lot of times, I'm going out in front of 400 or 500 people, and someone will say to me, "Are you nervous?" I say, "No, I'm excited. I'm going to have fun. It's just talking." And I learned to develop that belief in myself. This is so important. If you learn to develop that belief in yourself, I remember those three things we talk about: do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. Doing your best is easy. Challenge yourself, even with this interview. How well can you do it? And feel good about your effort. Enjoy everything you do. You can do this interview having fun and enjoy it, or you can do it being miserable. Either way, you're going to do it. You can find positives in everything. And the most important thing, more than anything else, believe in yourself. Very few people have that. That's why they have stress. That's why they have pressure. You develop that belief in yourself by establishing goals. Usually you have a dream, something you dream. You write it down and say, this is my goal. And you ask yourself, what steps do I take to achieve it? And you plan very small steps. Don't be in a hurry. It might take a year, it might take two, it does not matter. Just constantly build that belief in yourself by small steps. You build and you build and you build and you get that confidence, you get that belief in yourself till one day you say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you never have stress, you never have pressure. And it's everything fears you have, like insects and things like that. You could overcome that if you wanted to do it badly enough. You'd have to play with them a little bit and understand they're not going to harm you. It would take some time, but it is possible. Some people really have a deep, deep phobia, and maybe they can't. And they just have to accept it and live with it. But most things we can overcome, and especially the belief in ourselves. And this is what so few people have. And you're doing great. If you have this phobia with public speaking and you've gone and done it once, one of the things you can do, really important, when you have a public speaking, record it and watch it and look at it. You're going to find out you're much better than you think. And that was one of the things that got me over the fear of doing it. I had to give a speech one time and I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it, and it was recorded, and I watched it and I thought, wow, I'm not so bad, I'm not so bad. I'm much better than I thought. And I think we're very self-critical because of our fear. But sometimes if you're talking publicly and you pause to get your thoughts together, it may seem like 5 minutes. You're pausing and you think everybody's looking at me and I'm pausing. I don't know what to say. But when you look at it, it's just a split second, and you realize, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I think you're going to do well. Certainly when you're speaking with me, you're doing fine. but you have to overcome that fear of failure, basically what it is. And I say you never fail, you always learn. Anytime you do something, you learn. You never fail. So never be afraid to try. You remember your BFF Randall? You have a BFF named Randall who's blind and he's with you. Do you remember us
You
talking
are
about
right.
that?
Hmm. You are right,
Yeah.
sir. I always also say that first step is that trust on yourself, believe on yourself. If we want to get success, so first step is believe in yourself, then start it. Hard work with consistency, little progress, so it matters. And
Don't say
today
one
I
word.
get more motivation from you that as I got when you came and uh, then I found that you are also like a motivational speaker. You can also motivate others. So I hope that today our friends like our communication. They also get motivated. So today my first English interview has gone in very good way, and I really love that you came and you gave some special time to us and talk. First, I was a little bit nervous, but as I started to talking with you, it was very fun for me and knowledgeable. Thank you so much, sir. Glad to meet you.
Yes, my pleasure. And you did outstanding. You did really well. You should feel very good about yourself. This is your first time doing it, and you did very well. And I had understood everything you said. I never once asked you, could you say it again? I don't understand you. Your English is exceptional. I think you're doing very well, and you're going to build on this and get better and better. And I thank you for the opportunity. I always say we are a team when we do this. You know,
Yeah,
we need each other. I can't do this without you. You can't do it without me. And we're equal. It's equal to me. You
yeah,
know, everything we do is equal. We're always a team, and no one is more important than the other. It's been my pleasure and my honor to do this with you, and I'm very happy that I'm your first one in English. So you will always remember me.
okay. Thank you so much, sir. And friends, now we will meet with another special guest in English interview. So bye bye, take care, and thank you so much, you